Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, we're going to be testing the GeForce RTX 3080 Ti in Need for Speed Unbound. This one is the Founders Edition model of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers and I am not overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Ups GPU-Z. It says 1.1 right there because, well, there's nothing 3D on screen. If that is, jumps up to 4.0, everything is fine there. Resizable bar is enabled, and over on the left, we're pairing it with a Ryzen 7 5800X 3D and 32GB of RAM, CL14, 3533 MHz. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's go over the settings first. I'm starting this at 4K resolution and we're using no upscalers at the moment. We're also going to test it out with some DLSS and we're utilizing the maximum settings in the game. So let's start counting the frames. I've actually been playing this with the 3080 Ti because, well, the 4080 is always crashing in this game. Probably because of a BIOS update, but, well, I'm already in the latest BIOS, which is weird. I'm building a new PC, so yeah, anyways, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I've been playing it with some DLSS because it actually sharpens up the image by a little bit. Oh, personal best, right. That's amazing. Oh yeah, I just bought this car. This is a Lamborghini Aventador or something like that. Yeah, it's very, very fast, very beautiful as well with that blue color. Love it, love it. And another 3 stars. Oh yes, this is how you make money, my friends. But as I was saying, you do get more FPS, obviously, by enabling DLSS in this game, while getting better visuals because everything looks way sharper. And another 3 stars. This is awesome. All right, let's go take a look at some vegetation here, which is super intensive, not dropping from 60, as you can see. Okay, we haven't crashed. Alright, this is a big forest area right here, tons of vegetation, and it is dropping into the lower 60s, as you can see. Wow, this game is really intensive on ultra settings, actually. But the 3080 Ti is doing an amazing job. It's not dropping from 60. And also, guys, in the actual races in this game, it doesn't drop as much as here. So, yeah, it's a good thing that it didn't drop from 60 there. That's worst case scenario, as I told you. It's more than enough for a lot of people to get 60 FPS plus all of the time here in Need for Speed Unbound. You don't need more than that in a racing title unless you are super competitive at it. Oh my goodness, we're doing really well. Oh, you know what? Let's accept that. Yeah, I've been playing it for a little bit and I feel like today we're gonna win. Okay, let's do this. I gotta stop counting the FPS because, well, oh no. Oh, this is the only card that I have for this. We're not gonna win, guys. Now, we got a bit of rain right here, as you can see. That could be a little bit more intensive, actually. And we started here in the middle of, like, a foresty area or whatever. It's a mountain. Yeah, it looks pretty good here with the rain, actually, and it seems like it's not intensive. Or at least it's not dropping our FPS by too much compared to what we were seeing in the normal roads. This is terrible, guys. This car is slow AF. I hate it. Should we enable some DLSS? I might be losing here because of the FPS, obviously. Just kidding, of course. We're approaching them bastards. Okay, last place is not ours anymore. Third place is pretty good, actually, with the default car. So, looking forward to finish it at this place. Look at them drifts, guys. I am good at the game now, actually. Kind of. Over here as well, a lot of bushes and vegetation around us. And as you can see, it's not dropping as much as it did previously. We saw, like, lower 60s previously, remember? Oh no, I missed the checkpoint there. Are you serious? No, you flipping bastard. Okay, well, fourth place is ours. I'm gonna go ahead and enable some DLSS next, guys. All right, guys, we're back here at 4K resolution using DLSS on quality, 10% sharpening, because I feel like that's the best setting here. It looks a little bit sharper than native resolution to me and not over sharpened, you know. So let's start counting the frames and let's use our nitrous plate like this for a little bit. Again, I've been playing like this my entire time here, like 12 hours in this game, and it's been buttery smooth every single time. I've been using it at 120 Hertz, and it's awesome. It's basically awesome here with this GPU. It's still a beast for this game. It looks really, really sharp and nice like this, and I totally recommend these settings if you're playing at 4K with the 3080 Ti, of course. Let's just try to get out of this area and see it in a forest area. Well, that was really close. I'm not. Maybe it was a bug, you know. Maybe. lag or something? No. Dropping down into the 80s. I think it was right here where it was dropping into the 60s, right? So we got a good, like, 20, 25 FPS more by enabling DLSS, which is amazing. Yeah, it's not even dropping from 80 frames per second right now, while looking sharper and better, in my opinion, because the game, again, it is quite soft at native resolution. The fact that you can break everything is also pretty awesome, at least to me. Almost everything. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought I was gonna respawn there because of the water, but no. Look at that. Very nice. Worst case scenario is gonna drop into the 80s. That's insanely good for a 3080 Ti. See, you don't need to upgrade the 3080 Ti to like a 4090 if you're playing at even at 4K, you know, with DLSS. It's still capable of getting you that high refresh rate-ish experience at 4K resolution with DLSS, of course. Start counting the frames. And this is also a default car, by the way. I don't like it too much. Only 3 of us here. They don't have default cars, so that means that I'm probably gonna lose this. Oh, no, yeah, we're gonna lose this. They have faster cars, come on. I haven't done anything wrong so far. This is what I don't like about Need for Speed Unbound, is just, it's a bit unfair, you know? And you gotta grind a lot to get better cars and better upgrades and stuff. Oh, that was terrible. All right, I should probably give up at the... Oh, no, he's doing very bad as well. Oh, come on, seriously? Oh my goodness. But yeah, as you can see, it gets around like 110 to 115 FPS average here in races, in normal roads and stuff. Drops into the 80s. It's a buttery smooth experience, guys. Really enjoyable one. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun here. Now let's start counting the FPS. It's night time. I wonder if there is a difference in FPS. Probably not. So far it's pretty much the same, so at least it's optimized in that way, you know. It doesn't really differ too much depending on the scenarios and whether it's raining or not. It's just in the vegetation, which is completely normal. In other games, it's pretty much the same thing. So I like that, because Need for Speed Heat, the previous installation here in the Need for Speed franchise... oh, well, we're second place, what the heck? That game was tremendously badly optimized. Not sure why I said tremendously bad there, but yeah. It was really badly optimized, and... the 3080 Ti, I remember it was getting less than 60 FPS at native 4K resolution with the ultra settings. That's crazy, right? Because this looks way better than Heat. Oh boy, okay, we're first place. And it runs better at the same time. And of course, you got that DLSS to make things look better and perform better at the same time. Yeah, my car loses a lot of speed whenever we are going up. Okay, we're first place again. Good stuff. They don't really know how to turn too well, so we got a little bit of an advantage there. He's right behind me, so he's building up some nitros right now. Oh, no. Oh, I think he crashed there. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, no, I'm crashing as well. Damn it. No, that was perfect. Oh, come on, mate. Third guy is also approaching us quite quickly. Ah, okay. Well, second place, not too bad considering they had better cars. So let's stop it there for DLSS at 4K. All right, we're at 2560 by 1440, no DLSS, and the same ultra maximum settings. Let's do this. Start counting the frames, and I think we will be a little bit CPU bound in some areas right here, because this game is extremely CPU intensive. So, yeah, look at that. Look at that GPU utilization going down. That means that at 1080p resolution, we might see similar FPS to what we're seeing at 1440p. That's crazy. This game should have been way more CPU optimized. The Heat was even worse, by the way, so at least that, you know. This is a little bit too much, you know. 5800X3D is a really fast CPU, and it's not capable of not bottlenecking a 3080 Ti without DLSS at 1440p. Shame. But hey, at least they did a really good job at optimizing it for different GPUs and lower-end GPUs as well. Like a 1650 can get 60 FPS in this game. A 1050 Ti is playable even at 1080p resolution, so it's okay. It could be worse in that regard. After all, it runs better. than the previous game, Need for Speed Heat. So they did a decent job there, but they kind of forgot about CPU optimization. I feel like this game in the city area at least is too CPU intensive, basically. And as you can see, at 1440p it's not really dropping too much from like 100 frames per second, even inside of forest areas and bushy areas and stuff like that. So that is extremely nice to see. It's looking gorgeous as well at native 1440p. If you go into the city, you see that GPU utilization drop there. Yeah, it drops close to the 100 FPS mark, worst case scenario. So now the bushy and forest areas aren't really the most intensive areas. Well, they're still the most GPU intensive areas, but they're not anymore in my testing because of a CPU bottleneck. And mind you, the 5800X3D is not the 5800X, okay? A lot of people say, oh, you should use a faster CPU like a Ryzen 9 5900X. That was my previous CPU. This is like 50% faster in some games, okay? It's not the 5800X. The X3D, it's meant for gaming. It was designed for gaming. It's really fast. It's as fast as like a 12900K, so there you go. Of course, 13th gen is faster, and I will build a PC with that soon, but for now, this is what I have, and it still does an amazing job, obviously. 130 FPS average, no problems whatsoever. Let's try DLSS on quality once again. If you prefer the better visuals, in my opinion, a little bit of a sharper look in this game, this is the way to go. As you can see, in the city area, it's always gonna be CPU bound. If it was at native res, it's still gonna be at DLSS quality. And it's getting around the same FPS around here, 129 on average. Not a problem, still a very fast and high refresh rate experience, obviously. But let's try to go to a forest area now. Is this it? Dropping, well, actually, no, it's not even dropping. It's into the 120s. Wow, that's really good. Oh boy. Back to a CPU bound scenario here, because we're still near the city. But yeah, you saw the GPU utilization going up to like 99% in forest areas. So yeah, that's what you can expect. A GPU bound scenario in forest areas, even with DLSS and the 1440p resolution. 150 FPS right now without a CPU bottleneck. That's actually pretty insane. This is probably how I'd play this game. Even if you are a little bit CPU bound, or even if you have a bit of a worse CPU, maybe like a Ryzen 7 5800X or that Ryzen 9 5900X, which is an amazing pairing for this card, actually. In my opinion, I loved my experience with that CPU and this GPU when I had it. It's fine. I would still enable DLSS because, first of all, if GPU utilization is a little bit lower, it consumes a little bit less power, and second, it makes the visuals a little bit better, in my opinion. Now, let's try it out at 1080p. Alright, 1920 by 1080. I'm not going to use DLSS at this resolution because it's going to be CPU bound all of the time, I think. Although right now it isn't. And we're getting 180s, 190s, but now, yeah, that GPU utilization is going down by a little bit, and the DLSS numbers would be exactly the same, but with lower GPU utilization, and therefore a little bit lower power consumption as well. At 1080p, I mean, I never recommended the 3080 Ti for 1080p gaming, and I still don't, even with the 40 series out, which is much better for 4K gaming, of course. I still think that if you have a 3080 Ti, you should probably play this game or any other game at 1440p at the very least. Even at 4K, it can do a really amazing job, as you saw. If you don't require the latest and greatest, well, 30 series is still amazing. And like the 3060 Ti for 1440p and 1080p gaming is a beast of a card as well. I should definitely test that out soon here in the channel. It's the same thing, as you can see. Around the city area, it gets exactly the same FPS as 1440p because it's CPU bound. So there's not much else to it, guys. Outside of city areas and inside of forests and stuff like that, it doesn't even go up to 100% usage on the GPU sometimes. Previously it was when we were far away from the city, but right now it just goes up to like 80 to 90%. It's CPU bound all of the time at 1080p. See how fast these GPUs still are. 3080 Ti is still a beast of a card. There we go, 98%, 99% GPU usage finally, and getting 160 FPS. So these are the FPS that we'd get inside of the city if it wasn't for the CPU bottleneck. Maybe a little bit higher because, of course, the city is not as GPU intensive as this. So it could possibly go up like to 180, 190. But I don't think any CPU out there at the moment can actually deliver those frames in the city in this game. And that's been it, my friends. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be back very soon with another one. And as always, love you all. Bye-bye.